Is he in a bathrobe?
Spinning around.
Yeah, that's thrown me. Welcome to GOR. Hi guys, we're live. Hope you're all well. I don't know if anyone heard what I was saying, but yeah, no, is that not a bathrobe then?
No, it's not a bathrobe, mate. It's a hoodie.
I was gonna say, man, you have been known to go on. Do you remember, Ant? Do you remember old school OG GOR when Ez wore his missus's bathrobe on? He was so cold.
And bra and panties. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you're the one for panties, Ant.
Don't deny it. Anyway, we are up and running. I gotta start with a shout out to Mark, though. It's past his bedtime. You're the man, Mark. Appreciate you staying up for this. Honestly, no idea what we're talking about. We got a game or something coming up? Liverpool away?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
That face you just did, Ant, is how I feel about this one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No.
But at the same time, I'm so Jekyll and Hyde about it. I feel like maybe we could low block a draw. Chat, anyone think we can low block a draw? Let us know. Go on.
Yeah, it's because we're Forest fans. You always want. I mean, I've just watched Goldbridge. He started off with saying, "I'm going to do a combined Man City and Man United team." It's Man City. That's how he started off.
Yeah.
And then he was going on about how they were just, outclassed in every area. And at the end of it, he said, "But I'm going for a 2-1 United win." And I thought, hang on, what? That's football fans. We always believe maybe we could. But the Liverpool game, away game in particular, it's the one game I don't even think about. You know, when the fixtures come out, that's like an international break to me. It's a waste of time. Yeah,
same.
Same,
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Liverpool away.
Yeah. It's been so many years. And
is it true? It's like 1984, the last time we won or got a point or something like that. As you should know, mate. This is your brother's team.
When what? The last time we won there? It was.
Yeah.
You got Rob's mic, mate.
We're talking late night. No, 91. I think 91 was the last time we beat them. No, that was at City Ground. I can't remember last time we beat them there, mate. We're talking Antera. We're talking.
No. Even in our glory years, we used to draw away, not win away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Last time we actually won away there would have been early
60s.
80s.
60s. Someone in the chat.
Someone do some maths. The proper Forest fans in the chat do some maths.
Or Google.
Yeah, do it and let us know.
Yeah, I don't think we've been there in my lifetime. I'd remember if we had. I don't think we have.
I hope it was in mine.
Oh, there was one. Wasn't it Mark Crosley's debut? Was that at Anfield? 1-2-1.
I know Roy Keane made his debut at Anfield at 16 or 17.
I was there when Mark Crosley dropped the ball in the cup away at Bristol City.
Oh, yes.
That was a bad day. Got some stories about that day.
He didn't have many, to be fair to him. He was a top goalkeeper.
All right, chat, you're giving us two different answers. Some of you are saying 69. I don't know if you're just memeing. Some are saying 78, right?
Why would they? This is our chat we're talking about. Why would they?
And you were alive in both these eras, and you, Dina, I think.
No.
Yeah, 78. I should remember that, but I don't.
Yeah, it really was, yeah.
I should remember that, but I don't.
And guys in the chat,
that's like 44 years ago. No more. No, not League Cup. Not League Cup. Not League Cup.
Yeah, no, League. Yeah. League, yeah.
Talking league.
I would say it got me confused. I thought, I can't have forgotten that. You know what I mean? I would have been there. I can't have forgotten that.
So the script is written. Forest haven't won since 1969 at Anfield. Surely, if we go down, our predictor stream.
Whoa! I thought you were going to finish it off.
Man, Dino, you're such a prick, man. Seriously.
Why? What's he done?
What?
What's Dino doing?
What have you done, Dino?
What have I done now? I've not even said anything.
Crystal Palace scored.
Why is that?
Predictor League 2-1. Who else has got 2-1 to Tottenham in the Predictor League?
How long's left? Come on, Palace.
It's been injury time. I was 2-0. I had it locked in, for God's sake, man.
Hey, and that was the good IU as well that scored.
I think I went 2-0.
Possible handball.
Possible handball.
Oh, that's 100% handball. That's handball.
Is it handball? Is it handball?
It's handball.
I think I went 2-0.
So. Oh, that's blatant handball. It's
when you celebrate too early. That was me just then.
And virtual high five. Virtual high five and 3 points incoming. 3 points incoming.
We're doing a stream, aren't we? We're live yet.
Sorry guys.
Live?
I don't know. I just pressed that big red button and something happened.
Come on, let's get excited about Forest Liverpool. Do you want me to start?
Go on,
Diego. Ez, what do you think about Forest Liverpool on Sunday? Or Saturday, as you would know it. You don't do football on Sunday, do you?
Oh, mute.
Always mute.
Oh, Ed, you're a knob.
Come back,
Let
Rob.
me unmute you. There, I've
Let's bring Rob back in. Let's sub him out. Bring Rob in. I like Rob.
You're still muted, you bellend. Seriously, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I love how he's talking and we're saying he's. Just end the stream. Just end the stream.
Right. No. Let's let me try and spin some positivity on here. So if we do a Chelsea away, low block, I don't mind low block against Liverpool, to be honest. As long as if we go a goal behind, we change the formation. That's the rules for me.
What's the point?
I think if we can play a blinder. God, how long is this VAR going on for? If we can play a blinder like we did against Chelsea defensively, then we've got a chance of coming away with something.
Well, I really don't get your logic, Dino. Sorry. So you're saying if we go a goal behind,
positivity.
Wait, let's run this through with you. If we go a goal behind, you want us to change the formation for what purpose?
To try and get a goal back. Why
didn't you start with that formation? I know you're laughing. Why the fuck wouldn't you
get a goal back?
It's good.
Yes, let's go. Anyway,
so why wouldn't you start with that formation if you're so sure?
I think we're just. I mean, they're a bit on fire at the minute, aren't they? And it's at home, and they're starting to click a bit. Even Van Dijk's starting to play a bit better now, and Salah's kind of, Salah of old. And look at the bench, man. The bench is ridiculous. So, but you never know. They could not turn up, and we could.
You can only play 11 men in one time, though. So that's how good the bench. I understand. I understand fully what you're saying.
Totally
but at the
agree.
end of the day, it's still 11 men, isn't it?
Yeah, but they'd have to have a really
Super Magic Wood up front.
Yeah, but they'd have to have a really bad off day, and we'd have to be on top peak.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Not with I don't know.
You never know.
I don't hold any.
Liverpool haven't been rampaging, You do know that, don't you? They've not been rampaging.
It's still very.
They were very fortunate. They were very fortunate to win 2-0 against Everton. And they've had a few other dodgy ones as well, where they've just scraped by.
Bournemouth.
Was it Bournemouth? I can't exactly remember, but I know that I've watched.
As long as McAllister got sent off, I think they were losing in that game as well.
Yeah, well, no, they went 3 games running or 4 games running where they went 1-0 down and won 3-1.
Yeah.
Right. If we can defend
1899 and
listen, I'm not holding my breath, but there's a chance. Of course, there's a chance. It's a 2-horse race.
But this is the game that suits Cooper, doesn't it? It suits him. This is the one where he's probably in his comfort zone.
In his comfort zone, and often seems to pull out a rabbit, especially when the chips are down. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but I do expect a 3 out of the back low block. I wouldn't be angry with that, to be honest. It's just like Dino says, if we go behind, you can't stick. What is it? Damage limitation after that. You got to at some point go for it. But I understand your logic as well. If you're going to go for it, go for it from the start. I understand that as well. And you know what? That might surprise them. That might even be the element of surprise and maybe go for it. But I don't know. I don't know what we've got available tomorrow. But it'll be interesting to see if he does go to the
Sunday.
Bradley. I would,
You've done it again, Az. You've done it again. You don't do Sunday matches, do you?
yeah. And guys, if you guys in the chat, yeah, busy ribbing me, yeah. Right, you want to help me out? I need a fucking new laptop, so fucking stop ribbing me and start getting those super chats in, yeah. So I can.
Does your phone not tell you what day it is then?
Smooth.
Yeah, but Ez, tell them why you need a new laptop.
Yeah, we've gone over this. Why are you making me repeat myself?
Because it's still funny.
I spilled. It wasn't even coffee. It was black tea. I told Dino I've stopped drinking milk, so it's black tea. Because when the guy examined it, he says, "Oh, you have really black coffee, don't you?" I was thinking, "No, I don't."
Racist.
Was your PC laptop intolerable?
Yeah, basically, right? Yeah. It was Intel inside, mate, definitely, mate. So yeah, guys, get your super chats, and I need a new laptop instead of ribbing me about my sound. And I'm in my living room this time. I don't know if you can tell. Snazzy Kern.
With your beauty light.
All right, let's get into this. Right, there's a few important discussion points. The big one that's been talked about this week is the goalkeeper, right? Vlachodimos versus Turner. Who is gonna start? Because a lot of movement is saying that a lot of people saying Vlachodimos will get chucked in. Chat, who do you think? Just if you can't bother type Vlachodimos, put V or T in the chat, whatever. But who do you think it is going to be to start? Let's start with you, Ant. Because at least don't have to count 11 players with this one, so it's not too hard.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered. But if you were going to put Vlachodimos if you were going to put Vlachodimos in, I would have thought against Luton would have been a better game to have put him in at rather than away at Anfield. That's a bit of a tricky one to put a goalkeeper in. And what people must understand is a goalkeeper, it's not only getting up to speed with stopping shots. No, that's not right. Stopping shots and everything. It's the relationship he has with the back four or back five. And obviously Vlachodimos, although he'll have done a little bit in training, although goalkeepers seem to spend most of the time just training with each other, which I've always found a bit bizarre. If he's not comfortable with that back five, or more importantly, that back five aren't comfortable with him, that can cause real problems. And you don't really want to be playing against a team with the firepower that Liverpool have got, really, for your debut. You need to cement those against lower. That's my view anyway. So I personally would put Turner in purely from the fact that he has got a relationship with the back five.
Ez, you're the one who's always been crying about Vlachodimos starting. You're like, he will start after the international break because that's what Cooper did with Samba when it was Hooper. I've got the inside knowledge in the know.
Cooper just trolled me for a week, like he's trolled me on every single opportunity he's had. But I think there's a good chance he will start tomorrow. I think he's got enough experience not to be put off by playing in front of a crowd like that. So and I know you're going to try and defend Turner, but
it's not the crowd. Sorry, it's not the crowd. It's the firepower that Liverpool get and the lack of relationship with the back five.
No, it's not just. I'm not talking about just the atmosphere. Obviously, the teams he's up against, but he's been up against top teams most of his career. The point is, he was brought in as number one as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't Turner. Turner was always for backup. We were holding out for Hendo by some accounts. By other accounts, we were definitely nowhere near getting Hendo in. But I believe Vlachodimos was number one. So sooner or later, he has to play. And once he's in, I think he'll be in for good. Go on, Dino, defend Turner.
It's Sunday, by the way. You said tomorrow again.
Fuck off.
I press the like button, people. Why don't you?
Just before you defend him, there you go. As two Swiss francs coming your way. Yes, love it. And
that's
two sterling notes coming your way from Brandon. Thank you so much, Brandon. Towards the laptop, and is Taiwo back this week? We'll talk about the attack in a minute. There's a lot to talk about in the attack. But thank you guys so much for your donations. We'll put it in the Les Top, like
ZX Spectrum fund.
Yeah, I'm
God, defend away then if you're going to.
Easy, mate. Turner's done nothing wrong.
Really?
Yeah,
He's done a couple.
he just had that little dodgy when he got closed down, but other than that, he's done nothing wrong. He deserves to keep his
He
place.
should have saved the Brentford goal, so you can't say he's done nothing wrong.
No, he's not made any mistakes.
I would say he made a mistake for the second goal at Luton. He didn't cover his near post. I think he got away with that.
He's not made any mistakes. He could have maybe done better on things like every other goalkeeper in the world, but he's not made any mistakes.
And
Kayla Navas made more mistakes at the same time.
I've seen it. Yeah, to be fair, I've seen Alisson make mistakes this season. I've seen Edison make mistakes this season. I've certainly seen Raya make mistakes this season. Goalkeepers make mistakes.
Yeah,
it's how you recover and how many you make.
Yeah,
but most of these teams haven't got 2 number ones. Just Arsenal.
That's not my problem. That's not my problem. He's not made any mistakes. He doesn't deserve to be dropped for me.
All right, you got to stop saying he's made no mistakes, because he has made mistakes.
He hasn't made mistakes.
The Brentford goal was an absolute doozy.
One slipped through his legs. Has he slipped one through his hands?
So it's a fucking mistake then.
What do you mean it's a mistake? I said, has he let one through his legs? Has he let one slip through his hands?
The Brentford one, man. You can't just shake your head and say it. No, he hasn't. He did. In fact, Dino, he came out and basically apologized for making the mistake. So either you're saying you know better than Turner himself, or you're freaking.
He did say he did come out after a game. I couldn't remember which one it was. But he did come out after a game and said, "Yeah, that's on me" or something.
What did he say? I'm sorry to Wolverine on FFTV. I really let him down, and now Vlachodimos is coming in my place because I've let FFTV down.
You need to do that in an American accent.
His place.
You need to do it in an American accent.
Yeah, but also, Dino, isn't that a bit of sentimentality from you? Because wouldn't you not say, okay, maybe you haven't seen Vlachodimos play or anything
exactly.
Like that,
exactly.
On paper, is he not the better goalkeeper? And we not draw parallels? Not draw parallels to last season when Lodi came in and we had Toffolo, and people were saying Toffolo needs to stay. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong. But you've got a better player coming in. Would you not put the better player in if he's available? If he's fit and available?
So how many games you seen him play?
I'm not saying I've seen him play loads of games. I'm saying, but on paper,
how can you actually be educated enough to? Hang on a minute, let me finish. How can you be? Let me finish. How can you be educated enough to say that he's a better goalkeeper? He's a flapper. He's not a catcher. He's a parrier like Navas.
I'll say overall he's a better goalkeeper. You just have to compare the stats between him and Turner. You don't have to watch them play to be able to compare the stats, and his stats are better than Turner's. So he's the better goalkeeper on paper, which is my argument. On paper, I'm not saying that I've seen him play. Certainly not seen him play in the Forest.
Well, Turner's had the benefit of not playing on paper. He's actually played on our grass.
Yeah, so I've watched him play in international football, and he looks perfectly capable. And I would say, but given the chance, and once he's in, he won't be dropped. Turner will be dropped.
And that's fine, because you know what, Ez?
So do you think we're going through a whole season without Turner being dropped? Is Turner going to stay as number one the entire season? As far as
no, of course he's not. Because what you're going to have there is you're going to have a problem with Vlachodimos. He's already apparently pissed off, right? So I don't think, I don't know personally, and I don't know if anybody else has heard from the horse's mouth that Vlachodimos was in at number one. So I know Wolverine keeps saying it.
I was going to say everybody keeps saying he's been brought in as the number one, Dino, but Turner actually potentially costs more than Vlachodimos. So why are we all assuming that Vlachodimos is coming as number one?
Right. So let me answer your question, Ez. Let me answer your question. If he has a run of bad games and Vlachodimos comes in, like every other keeper, like every other player should do, unless you're certain favourites FC, right? Like every other player should do. If you're in a run of bad form, you get taken out, and the next man up. They're always saying it at Forest, next man up. If Turner has a couple of bad games, he will be out and Vlachodimos will be in. And it's up to Vlachodimos then to keep the shirt. Now, I couldn't give it. Listen, I don't know Turner. He's not my cousin, right? What the chat thinking. It's a good problem to have if you've got two good goalkeepers fighting rather than one good goalkeeper and one shit one. Now we've got, and it was the same with Hendo and Navas until there was injuries last year. They would have been scrapping it out between them. That's improved it a lot.
Ez,
It's just improved the whole conversation a lot. I love it.
you just... Little louder, mate. Little louder. Keep talking.
It's only small. It's not
What?
going out very loud, is it?
What? Has Dino cancelled you?
I've not touched him.
Definitely.
I've not touched him.
Look,
Not touched
while
him.
Ez is doing whatever God knows.
Let me just finish what I'm saying. So basically, because I love it when Ez is quiet. I love this because I can fucking hammer him now, right? So basically, it doesn't matter. I have no attachment to Turner or Vlachodimos, but Turner hasn't done anything wrong. Now, if he does, and Vlachodimos comes in and plays really well, Forest have got a great thing there because goalkeeper doing well, next goalkeeper in doing well. That is perfect.
I've just checked out that Brentford goal. Yeah, it should have got to that. But that's I'm not going to crucify a goalkeeper for making a mistake like that.
And the point is, someone,
many goals.
Vardy over here, said he's made no mistakes.
Yeah, he should have got to that.
Was it a mistake like Onana's mistakes?
No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Onana
did have one that squirmed under his arms. He dived and it squirmed under his arms. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Sai. Why would you? Okay, he was put there. Right. Why would you try him away against Liverpool? I mean, if he ships 6 in, what do you think that's going to do to his confidence? If you're going to try
and
him,
everybody be blaming him as well, even if none of them were his fault. Everybody be saying he let 6 in.
Anyway,
Ez,
I have
out.
No affiliation with either keeper.
Oh, I know what he mouthed there. I can see what he mouthed there.
See what floored him. He can't answer.
All right. The bottom line is, I think the easiest answer is, who cares, right? Because it got to that stage.
I said that. That was the first word I said.
Wait, hold on. The chat have gone 60% Turner, 40% Vlachodimos. I'm assuming they knew who V and T was. I couldn't be bothered to type it all out. So the chat are backing Dino in this. Keith is backing Ez for the Pepsi. Ez is going to spill on his new laptop. Thank you so much for the £2, Keith.
Ez, go out and come in because we can't hear you, mate.
Bro,
I don't know what you said then. I can't hear.
I'll do his voiceover. I'm trying, boys. Talk again, Ez. I think I can hear you now, bud.
Anyway, Crypto £2. After Cooper's interview, I only see safe choices. Well, we'll talk about Cooper's pre-match as well in just a second. All right, I'm kicking him off. Just literally kicking him out.
I think I won that one.
Seriously. Okay, so let's move this forward. And a quick shout out again to Amabama with the 2 Swiss francs with a little Ez symbol backing him up. Ez, you got
said Amabama Deli. It's not Amabama Deli. It's Amabama Deli.
Amabama Deli. I can say it now.
Anyway,
yeah, Amabama Deli. It's not difficult, is it?
No, easy.
I am dreading bringing up this next conversation. The attackers. So, as things stand, if you believe what Cooper says, you never know with the magic sponge and everything else, we have Morgan Gibbs-White and Christopher Wood fit and available for tomorrow. And that's it. Discuss.
This is why I can't get excited. Even the small part of me that would normally say, "You never know," because we're not going to score, are we? You know, I was quite excited by the thought of Elanga ripping Trent to shreds because he would rip Trent to shreds. Now the news is that he's ill. He's been ill and he's not been able to train. He's not injured, so there's always that chance. But if he's been ill, you don't know how ill he's been, do you? So assuming he's not there, how the hell are we supposed to score? I can hear a bit of an echo as well.
That's the tumbleweed rolling in while we're both thinking how to answer your question of how do we score. And I have no idea.
I could hear bells
certainly not. Don't hold out for a Morgan Gibbs-White free kick. Don't hold out for that.
That now, and I would love it. I would love it.
Don't get me wrong, I would.
I just can't get excited about this one because, like, look, whatever I think about Chris Wood, putting all that to one side, this isn't going to be his style of game, is it? Where we catch him on a counter attack and we're able to break into the box. Because had Elanga been fit, I think Elanga will make the bench. I kind of probably would have played Elanga in a false nine. Nothing to do with because I think Chris Wood is crap. I think it's because it would just give us a bit more pace up front to hit him on a counter attack.
That's still got that. If he plays on the left, you've still got that pace there. And on the left, he'd be against Trent Alexander-Arnold. He wouldn't be against Van Dijk and whoever, Canate.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, man. But then you're assuming it would be a back four. So are you thinking Cooper will go back four tomorrow? Then you can't have them both. You can't have them both.
I can. You can have 5-3-2, can't you? Yeah, you can have 5-3-2.
So what are you saying? You drop in Morgan?
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't think he's been that good. You know what? I was watching a program earlier today, and I think there was a Chelsea fan, an Arsenal fan, a Man U fan, and a Man City fan on it. And they were all raving about how brilliant Morgan Gibbs-White is. So I say Saturday or tomorrow?
No, everybody in the chat's going Sunday.
All right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're all going on about what a fantastic, he's a proper baller. Oh, yeah. Even the City fans saying, I'd have him at City. And I'm thinking, you don't watch, do you? You just listen to the media. You don't actually watch the games that he plays in for 90 minutes. Because I'm afraid he hasn't been very, very, very good lately. Again, I'm not slagging off. I love the guy. I think he's got massive potential and I think he will be a great player. But at the moment, I think he's going through a bit of bad form. It happens. It doesn't mean we hate him. It happens. And what a great player to bring on as well, if you need to.
I thought he played better last game, to be honest. I thought he played a good simpler. He didn't try and take as many people on. I thought he played better.
He's always, listen, even in his worst games, he's always capable of putting a beautiful ball out or something like that. You know what I mean? He's a good player. Just
if he's going to go 5 back, I'd be tempted to go 3 and then just 2 solid strikers. I'd put is Elanga fit?
No,
that's what I've just said. That's what I've just said. That's what I've just said. 5 back, 3 in the middle, and 2 up front. That's exactly what I said.
We ain't got anybody away then.
And that's when he said you're dropping MG then. Yeah, for this game.
Well, he's not forward, is he? I mean,
Wait, so what are you doing? Do you know who you're dropping?
Maybe I'll have a run round. Maybe I'll see if I can put my boots on, do a Haaland for him. Do you know Haaland?
Fuck me. But seriously, Dino, what would you do then if you're going 5 back? What are you doing? Let's assume you leave the middle 3, the Mangala, Sangare, Dominguez combo. What are you doing with the front 2?
Well, it depends who we've got, isn't it? Obviously, Wood's fit. Is a one knee nearly back, and do you think he's going to pull that card out where he tips up on Sunday?
His words were, "No one who wasn't available last week will be available this week."
Yeah, but he said that before.
That means what you want to believe is entirely up to you.
Thing is, it's like dog crying wolf with Cooper, isn't it? He's lied that many times that you think, oh, he's lying. He's going to be back. He's lying.
Yeah,
and then he's not.
And you're like, oh, freaking hell, he was telling the truth.
Yeah, the bastard.
Crypto's so funny, man, honestly. Dino Haaland and his cousins, Nico Williams and Turner.
Would anyone risk the old
Who's fit up front? Who's fit up front?
Wood and MGW.
That's it. What about Adoy? No. Elanga? No.
Well, Elanga,
the story on Elanga, for those who haven't seen the presser, Elanga has been ill for the last 3 or 4 days. And Cooper said it's touch and go were his exact words on Elanga. So literally, Wood and MGW. Is the team going to pick itself, really?
Yeah, it looks like it up front, doesn't it? It's a 1-1 up front, isn't it?
Unless Aguilera. Would you put Aguilera in at all?
Me personally, I don't think there's anything to lose. It's not like sticking a keeper in and him shipping 6. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different when you're an outfield player. If he wants to go 2-1 up front, then you might put him next to MGW.
Go on, what you say?
No, just saying Roy Keane made his debut at Anfield.
What's that got to do with the price of bread?
No, I was talking about putting Aguilera. I know it's not his debut, but it's early on in his career to be dropped into a team he's not played for all season. at Anfield. But then I said Roy Keane made his debut, but Roy Keane was a slightly different kind of player.
Yeah, different gravy.
Different
Maybe it is a big low block day Sunday. I nearly said Saturday then Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I think the team's going to end up picking itself.
Yeah.
5-3-1-1. I guess we got to open up the wound and say, does this reflect on our recruitment over the summer?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Worrell. That's why I jumped in with no. When you said open the wound, I thought he was going to say is Worrell going to.
No. I'm not going to freaking make us bleed. No, I'm just saying, let's kind of talk about it then. Do you think, because Crypto, to be fair to him, when he was on the stream the other day, was pissed off at the lack of attackers we brought in. And I kind of poo-pooed it a bit, saying, look at the future, look at the future. But now looking at the current here and now, has it been a bit of an oversight from the club to get so many defensively minded players in? Go on, Dino.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Origi was a very, very last minute thing, wasn't he? Is Origi fit, or has he been kissing Elanga?
He's out. He's out for like 4 weeks.
So, I mean, that's unfortunate with the injuries, isn't it? But we still light up front. We knew that. We knew we were at least one light up front, and he's showing now. But that does piss me off a little bit when he let Dennis go. But, I won't go there now.
Go on, man.
It's very difficult when, I mean, whether you like the personnel we've got or not, we're talking about, did we have enough cover? And according to the club, I think in striker, you got 3 strikers, that's enough. Okay? That's enough. Not many clubs have got more than three centre forwards, centre forward type strikers.
Nines, yeah.
Yeah, number 9s. And we've got 3. Whether you like them or not, we've got 3. On the wing, we've got Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, Origi can play there. And then they're probably saying MGW can play there. Although, of course, then you're taking him out of the middle. We accept that. I would say we're at least one short on wingers, but that's just the way I look at it.
But you've always gone on about Tavares and as potentially putting him as a winger.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, I would do. Yeah. So again, we've got people that we could try there, but not established wingers. We've got 2 established wingers, haven't we? Elanga and Hudson-Odoi. So
my point with unfortunately playing a 5-back is that their fullbacks are going to bomb on. If we've got no width up front, it's literally going to be the attacking wide men and the defensive wide men, 2 either side against 1, and we'll get mullered. We'll get mullered. In a way, we kind of have to play, but then we've got no wide men. I mean, it's really difficult. It's a really tough match, actually. It's not only tough because where it is and who it's against and how they're playing at the minute. It's tough because we're really short on wide options. And we are, I mean, wide options is crazy. I mean, somebody mentioned in the chat, Scarpa and Dennis. They were good wide options. If we don't go wide and we go narrow, we'll absolutely get mullered down those wings, mullered.
But Dino, according to other podcasters, we've recruited past Dennis and Scarpa.
Maybe in terms of
talking first team,
maybe in terms of what they think quality is, but not in terms of numbers.
I agree.
We don't have numbers.
Go on.
Me?
Yeah, I didn't hear you when you talked over each other.
No,
so
what did I say? Did anybody hear what I said? Because it was ever so interesting. I can't remember.
Yeah, Dino, you've hit the nail on the head. We haven't got the numbers for it, and maybe we should have kept a Dennis. I'd like to keep
that was it.
Oh, Dennis one side, Scarpa the other. That's your numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, what I was going to say is maybe we've grown past them as first 11, but not as squad players.
Yeah, that's what Dino said.
Maybe.
It's
like the Twilight Zone.
So okay, honestly, I'm trying to get some positive vibe in the body on this one. I think the last time I felt like this was when we played Man City at home, and we ended up drawing with them. So I don't know if that's a good omen. All the Jinx Arenas in there, but freaking the Stan Hope dude is saying Dennis is terrible. Fucking he's an attacking body who's scored actually a decent amount of goals yesterday for the minutes he's got with no run in the team. And he
And
came in with 12
he
goals.
scored 10 Premier League goals a season before we signed him.
Exactly, which would have put him joint top goal scorer for us.
I mean,
But yeah, he's shit.
Potentially, we do have wide people that you wouldn't necessarily. So I think Murillo, Montiel could play up there.
He's injured, mate.
Oh my God, how many injuries have got? Santos midfield.
All right, well, what about Einar?
Nico can play up there. And then on the other side, don't tell me Nuno's injured.
No, I think he's back.
Well, it depends, again, if you believe what Cooper said, because he said no one who wasn't available in the last game will be available in this game. He wasn't available in the last one.
He looked bloody good in training then, for somebody that's not fit.
Oh, they all look good with those freaking under fives goals, mate. Seriously. And those training.
What does it matter what size the goals are?
It really winds me up. It really
injuries,
I don't know why. If those goals, because they don't play with goalkeepers, so if those goals are normal size, people would just be popping them in, or they wouldn't bother passing it.
It winds me up. It winds me up.
Einar as well. I think that those lads at fullback, other than probably Aurier, are able to play on the wings if needed. Because I would be worried about that width, 2v1 down that side. No rippers, man. No rippers.
All right. Michael's asking for some positivity. We're far better than this time last season. God, I hate that line. I really do. But both in points and squad depth. I don't necessarily agree with the squad depth thing. I think we're way much better in our defensive side.
I do, Michael. I agree with everything you're saying there. But I can't. It's just this game. It's not the season as a whole. I'm still positive about the season as a whole. But just this game, with the amount of injuries we've got, and with our record at Anfield, and I'm one of these people that normally says, "Oh, I don't give a shit about records. That was last year." But you know, this one's a bit ridiculous. It's just this match we're a little bit down on because we can't. We're not going to lie to you guys. We're not going to come on here and say, we're going to smash him. And yeah, and it's all does this and like that. No, we just, this is how we feel. So because we feel a bit down, then it seems like the whole podcast is a little bit down. I suppose it is. But as a season as a whole, I'm dead positive still. I'm sure Dino is. I don't know about him.
Yeah, it's really difficult with the injuries we've got and the lack of depth up front to think that we can get anything away at Liverpool. I think, chat, that's what we're coming with. I mean, we're trying to find a way of finding a way, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
Ez needs to come back on because it was all cheery when Ez was on.
Where is he anyway?
We could take the piss out of him. Yeah. But okay, look, realistically, I've watched a lot of Liverpool. Well, not realistically. I have watched a lot of Liverpool, but realistically, they haven't hit top gear, right? They've been getting the results without really playing, I'd say, out of second, third gear in a lot of the games this season. And as Ant mentioned, they've gone behind 3 or 4 times already this season. Yes, they've come back in a lot of those games, apart from technically the Spurs one. But is there a chance that they can be complacent about this game? Is that almost like a good way that the boys should approach this game? That if they are complacent and they're expecting us to come in with a low block, could we catch them off guard if we kind of bite into them, press into them, pressure them under the ball? Is that maybe the best way, Ant, that we can kind of target this game?
I actually think that we're not going to get massively outplayed in midfield because they've got no CDM. McAllister is shit at CDM.
Yeah, McAllister's awful.
We can really get at him.
We can bully him, man. We can bully him.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Dominguez and Mangala and Sangare. I mean, that's a quality threesome. Especially if Sangare, starts getting more into it, which I'm certainly will do, by the way.
God, that sentence. That's a quality threesome, especially if Sangare starts getting more into it. Okay, I get you.
Yeah. See, I've got a pure mind. See. So I don't think we're going to get bossed in midfield. It's just the lack of attacking. I can't get over that. Every time I think a bit positively, I think, well, we can cope with them. Our defense can cope with them. Look, we've got monsters in that defense. We can really cope if we put out the right back five. And in midfield, our midfield is with them having McAllister's CDM. Our midfield is better, in my opinion. I know that sounds daft, but that's such a weakness for them. And then in defence, again, if we had the attack, then I'd have Elanga giving Trent an absolute nightmare. We'd have Taiwo bullying them two central defenders. We'd have Hudson-Odoi. You know what I mean? You can see where it could work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
too many players as usual,
Yeah,
but,
I've been more
but
positive for
without
those two
strikers, I can't see it. So what you're
Yeah.
relying on then is defending for 95 minutes and not conceding a goal. And against their attack, if you're not giving yourself any relief, oh guys, I'm at it again. If you're not giving yourself any relief, then you're going to concede, aren't you?
I tell you what, guys, you've only got to mention SCARPA 170, and it's somebody comes in with a, I can't stand this channel.
I hate this channel. You said Scarpa could be in the squad.
Mentioned Scarpa, and they were like,
In the squad. How dare you put a Forest player in the squad?
talking about that name, scum.
Oh, God.
Funny, funny.
And you are right, but going in there and getting a 0-0 is kind of like getting a win technically at the moment where we are and everything. It would be
delighted, mate.
It would be like a win. You could kind of argue it's our own doing. As again, I'll allude back to crypto. This chat, man, seriously. This chat. Oh God. But I just want to touch on the defense then. If it's gonna be a 3, I've seen some ludicrous back threes this week. So let's open the wounds, Dino.
You mean any with Worrell in it?
Yeah.
Open what wound? Sorry, I was reading the chat again.
No, the Worrell wound. I've seen someone put Worrell in their back 3 and then slag off other channels who have said Worrell has been shit and Worrell's the comeback king. But yeah, would you consider putting
Don't forget, he had a good game at Chelsea.
True.
So he should be in for the rest of the season because he had a good game at Chelsea. Who, incidentally, a shit up front or have been, but you know, credit where it's due. He did have a cracking game.
So yeah, Dino, Worrell, talk to me. Yes or no? Would you put him in?
He's not first choice, is he? But he's not. I think he gets a hard gig. I've given him hard gigs when he was playing shocking early last season. And I think he's definitely improved, but he's not first choice. So if we've got our first choice back 3 available, then they should play. Niakarte's fit. He should go in the in that back 3.
Fuck me. Some of these Bong, Worrell, McKenna, Cook, and Spence.
Oh my God. If we thought things are bad now, think back to Bong. It was awful, man.
Funny enough, I was dozing today. I've been doing a lot of dozing today. So I was in that kind of in and out stage where you don't know if you're awake or not. And I started writing this tweet. I didn't actually do it. I was still in my dream state. I started writing this tweet to Jed Spence. I don't know what made me think of him. That's just reminded me. And I put, Jed, I just wanted to ask you, is the grass greener on the other side of the fence? And then that was it. That was it.
Where is he now? Where is he now?
Fuck knows. He disappeared back into obscurity.
Is he back at Spurs now? I don't even know where he's gone.
No, he's got to be on loan. I'll find out. You carry on. I'll find. I'll have a look.
He's gone on loan to the Championship club, wasn't he?
I can't remember.
Did he go to did he go to Leeds? He went to Championship club. Yeah, Leeds.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Leeds. Yeah.
I couldn't believe him dropping down when I saw it.
Yeah. Have they even used him? I ain't watched no Championship football.
I don't watch any Championship football. It's below me.
Same here, mate.
They used him.
Oh, that famous last words.
I still love him, man. I still love him. It'd be the only sentimental player I'd have back. I just loved him, man. But
I don't think he'd be anything special in this team. I think it was something magical with him and Jono in the Championship.
It was
okay, beautiful. Jack, I take your point, buddy. Take your point.
All right. Sorry, Jack. We mentioned on Spence. I know he's not a current Forest player. Hopefully that doesn't offend you either.
Right. So how are we going to win? No, we've got to look at a point, haven't we? We've got to be realistic. We've got to try and low block, frustrate the hell out of them. Who's the fastest midfielder we've got? I mean, Dominguez is quite whippy. Unless
Gala's a bit more.
You never know. Unless we go like super light, just long ball crazy direct, just to shock the crap out of them. Something's got to, something's got to give. Something's got to give this week. We've not got a strong squad at all for this week.
You had your finger up.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Wrong hole. No, stop it.
What did I miss?
In my, I don't want people to think I'm a sad twat who only thinks about football, even when I'm asleep. But in the midst of that, like hazy, wasn't sure where I was stage. I actually thought about. I nearly forgot then. I actually thought about Danilo. How's he getting back into our team?
Probably for Mangala.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Injury. He'll get his chance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming all three of our midfielders are fit.
Yeah. He's got a 6-year deal. He's only a young lad. He's fine. He'll be fine.
No, I'm not worried about him. I'm just interested. I think because when you said an attacking midfielder, I thought Danilo. And that just made me think, oh, yeah, earlier on.
Play all four of them. And just like...
You could.
That'll figure the wing backs pushing on.
Man City play a box.
You could do
inverting.
Yeah, you could do a 4-2-2-2 formation. That's on FIFA, so it's legit. But no, I think he will come in from Mangala, if I'm being honest with you. Even though Mangala's been brilliant these last few matches. The only reason I say that is because you can shift Sangare into the full 6, and he would still play as a high 6. And then you'd have Danilo, and then almost double pivot him with Dominguez. And then you could have Danilo playing the 8 up and down, box to box, with MGW and whoever else ahead of him. So I think he would come in because as much as I think Mangala's been brilliant, I just don't see the full driver through that midfield without Danilo in there, if that makes sense. Like Dominguez for me is the string passy puller. You know what I mean? He plays those beautiful passes, spreads the play out well, and he pushes the game forward. But the person who's driving past the attacking line, that midfielder breaking into the box, for me, we've only really got Danilo who's done that from the current midfield.
Dominguez does that to an extent, does he? I mean, for me, he's more of a natural replacement for Dominguez than but I wouldn't drop Dominguez at all. Let me make that clear. But he's a more natural replacement than Mangala. I think Mangala gives you such control in the midfield. He's so press resistant, and he can lay the simple balls.
The only problem I got with Mangala is he can't shoot. He's got nothing in the final third.
I agree, but that really, really, really isn't his job. He's a controlling proper central midfielder.
Agree.
I would say.
He scored a good goal last season.
He did against Leeds.
Leeds. No, but what I'm saying is like the way football's developing now. Yeah, but what I'm saying now, the way football's developing now is 6s are expected to be part of the attack and to get goals. Yeah, look at Declan Rice. Look at Casemiro.
Yeah, but that depends on the type of football your club plays and how good you are.
No, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is like it's the next step of development. You know how keepers now have to be freaking sweeper keepers. 6s and not just sit in front of the defense now. They win the ball high up in the opponent's half. And you got to have a long-range crack on you, like when Partey scored against us last year for Arsenal. That kind of thing. That's kind of the role 6s are developing. And Mangala, for me, is more of a traditional holding the territory. As you say, he's very press-resistant. But what I'm saying is, if the team is going to develop into a more attacking style of play, and I think Mangala's been brilliant. I mean, I gave him man of the match sometimes when the chat were like, why are you giving it to him? It's because how he controls the game. You're going to have to almost lose that luxury item, play Sangare in the 6 that rolls forward, and then have 2 8s in front of him, potentially, if you're going to go with the 3. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he should be dropped, but I think Danilo will be ahead of him because people have recency bias and forget how amazing Danilo was at the end of last season.
I love Danilo. You know that. I'm just saying my concern at the moment, I don't think you could legitimately give a case for dropping any of those 3 well, maybe Sangare, if anybody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drop him. And I just don't see it. I think it's down to injuries and suspensions. That's when he's going to get his chance. I can't see him being brought in and replacing any of those 3 unless Cooper does a funny one and just replaces one for whatever reason. I don't know. I think he's quite keen on Danilo, isn't he?
If we can win that
I am,
midfield, if we can win that midfield and stop them getting the ball wide, well, that's it. That's the key, isn't it? And what I said earlier, McAllister has not been playing well, and they're playing him in completely the wrong position.
They might play Enzo tomorrow. I mean, do they need to, Dino? Do they need to?
No, but didn't he played? I don't know how much he played in the week.
He did play. They used him midweek.
He did play, but I don't know whether he started. I didn't watch it.
They had between 8 and 9 rotation players.
Yeah, Enzo's a decent player, you know. I know he's sort of 29, 30, but he's a good signing for that.
Who?
Enzo.
You mean Endo?
Oh, Endo, yeah. Chinese, Japanese.
Japanese, yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Very good player. Did I say Enzo? I'm thinking Enzo Fernandez.
But the thing that worries me, boys, I know what you're saying about the midfield. I think we will compete in that midfield with the 3 we've got. My worry is their 3 attackers, because if it's not working, it's something Steve said earlier when we did our kind of talk with the Liverpool lot. If it's not working, let's say they start Diaz, Nunez, and Salah. Then you got Jota still on the bench, and you've got Gakpo on the bench as well. And they can rotate it. It's a hell of a firepower they've got up front. And that, for me, they haven't held a clean. They haven't not scored, especially at Anfield this season. It's that firepower.
That's easy, man. You just kick all 3 of them, like, hard. You kick Salah into row Z. That's Salah done. Do you know what I mean? You just, if you want to get something out of it, you've got
simple fact of the matter is that if you watch any preview for any of the other sides, including Manchester City, they will all be saying exactly the same thing. Their attack is, they're not so brilliant in defense. There's issues in midfield, but in attack they are elite. So we're not saying anything different. We're not the only club that's going to look at them and think, how do you stop that attack?
But what I will say, Anne, remember when he played them at the City grounds? I think we had Nico Williams at left back that day, and he kept Salah in his pocket, kind of, because we did grind it out. And look,
I didn't see the match. Go on, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I didn't see the match the other day against Everton. Well, I watched parts of the first half, and then I had to get down that bloody football ground to watch that crap. But people were saying, although I think Salah got a couple of goals, did he? They said he really played badly. Yeah. And I've never seen Salah play bad. But this is Liverpool fans as well as other fans saying he had a shocking game, but he got the goals or whatever. So maybe he's a bit off form. You never know.
Yeah, we'll be all right. They'll have a bad day. We'll have a good one. I don't envy Cooper though this week. I mean, I went mad at him when he was substitute o'clock last week, but I do not envy him this weekend. I tell you, with nothing to choose from up front.
Well, in a way, Dino, he's got nothing to lose. This is better for his job. Better for him.
His job if he gets trounced.
I think they'd put up resistance on it. I think they'd put resistance.
I think somebody was saying it earlier on. He's not going to be judged on this game. He's not going to be judged on the Villa game either, probably. So it doesn't, matter too much. So in that respect, the pressure's not on him as much. So he can play his low block game that he's very fond of.
If you're not judging a manager on games, then what's the point in having a fucking manager? It's like, we won't judge you on this.
I've always found it really, really weird when they say that manager's got one game to prove it, or he's got this one game. If he loses this one, he's out. Because I've seen games where Forest, for example, have absolutely dominated the game, played brilliantly, and then they've scored a lucky deflection in the last minute and we've lost. And you think, so you're going to sack him because of that? And vice versa. You could be absolutely awful and get that lucky win. Oh, so you're keeping him now. I've never understood this one game.
Yeah, it's a good point, because if you're having those thoughts, then surely your mind should be made up. What does that one extra game matter in either direction? I see what you're saying there.
Stop spamming.
It's like I was listening to Jimmy, and he was saying that they've given Higginbottom the Arsenal game. It's like, might as well sack him now then.
Yeah, exactly. I think that might have been what made me think of it, actually. That might have been that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point? Like, seriously, just give him, 1 day's less pay. You'll save yourself on his wages. So it's
the only reason I can see for it is if they're trying to wait for the slightly easier games to bring the new guy in, so he's not facing Arsenal and Liverpool. You know what I mean? That's the only reason Seto giving him another game.
We've got some hard games coming up. We need to get them. We need to get them forwards back off the injury list ASAP, because we're going to struggle if we don't. Because around the corner, we've got Villa, we've got West Ham, haven't we?
And then
Brighton.
Who we got
not
after
easy
Brighton?
games.
It's Everton. I think it's Everton after that. But we are still weeks away.
We need to get
Doesn't
them.
really matter. Look at Sheffield United. Look at Luton Town. Look at Brentford. Look at Burnley. We said that about all of them. Well, easy games.
Hey, Everton.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they
hoping.
might end up with -12 this month. This year.
That'd be funny,
So
man.
that guarantees we finish at least 16th then.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? The perfect scenario would be that happens, they go down, and who's the shittest club like Luton stay up, and then at least we've got that buffer for next season as well. That's like thinking ahead there. So
one of those three will stay up.
yeah, exactly. Let me just catch up on these super chats that are flowing through. Another £2 from the Crypto Meister. Dean spouting so many counterfactuals tonight.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Crypto. Eddie 4.99 needed a smile and got one. Thank you so much, Eddie, for that 4.99. I love how close up his face is to his profile picture. It does crack me up.
Those eyes. When we met him, first thing I said to him, was bloody hell, Eddie. Those eyes, mate.
And Andrew Sharkey, Cooper will be out after tomorrow, I hope. Sorry, bro. At least give him the game on Sunday. Yeah, at least give him the game. Let him get to Anfield, bro. You're at it as well.
Keep this piece of paper. It's useful.
Thank you so much for the £2, bro. Okay, so let's just quickly cover off this pre-match interview. And I'll come to you with it. It was quite interesting, wasn't it? Because Cooper talked about after the Luton game how the subs didn't impact the game, but he's kind of gone full circle on the pre-match today by saying this one's on me. We made mistakes. I think his words were, we made mistakes off and on the pitch in that game,
and then I have to take responsibility for that. Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't speaking with an Italian accent. It was a full bloody retreat, I tell you. Turn the thing totally around. Which he would have been better off doing that in the first place. Although I suppose, the interview was pretty much straight after the match. People's thoughts aren't always as clear as they should be, and maybe his PR people have said it's not looking good, Steve, on Twitter. I think you may as well own up to this one.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Agree.
Chat, what do you think it is? Do you think it's him manning up, or do you think he was told, mate, you need to pull that one back? Do you agree with Van on that one, Dino?
100%. 100%. Yeah. Definitely. We know the club listen to the fans around the social environment, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Twitter or things like that, other platforms. We know that. And the relevant ones get back to the management team, including Mr. Marinakis and Steve Cooper. So, yeah, he's definitely had a word in his ear, I think. That would be my guess.
Yeah, it's on the channel, Chucker, so you can watch it after this one. Just click on it. It's like, because he did still squeeze in there. I'm kind of getting these at Andy because I know you still haven't caught up on it. He did still mention that Bolly and Sangare joined in later than he would have liked. He changed the wording on flights and stuff this time. So I still feel like I agree with what you boys are saying. I still feel he was kind of told, retract it back. It will look better if you do. But I still feel he couldn't quite let go of it because he did mention it again today when they asked him about Bolly, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it must be really difficult in this situation because you don't want to necessarily come out there and advertise you've made a balls up that's cost the club 2 points, which could actually get them relegated. I know it's not going over, but you know what I'm saying. It's difficult to come out and say that because your bosses watch. I mean, would you like to come out and say, although, yeah, to be fair, I would always own up, but we're all different, and it's a difficult situation to be put in as well. When you're asking, why did you make that balls up then, Steve?
Yeah,
no, it wasn't me. I didn't. And then afterwards, you think, oh, I did. I should, mate. And like we say,
I think Emma's got a cracking point here. Get the fans back on side because there was even like the diehard loyalist Coopers who were saying it was on him. And I kind
people were actually, a lot of people, I don't know if you agree, Wolfie, but a lot of people were actually more annoyed at the denial than they were of the actual act.
I was.
You know what I mean? They could forgive the act. All right, he made a mistake. You know, we love Steve Cooper. He made a mistake. But then when you're lied to like that, it's kind of that. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, he's a smart cookie with the media, I think. Not in terms of the media, but knowing his base, you know. And if he's seen that, he's kind of just tweaked them a little. He's made the right move by doing that. And yeah, they did speak about the booing and stuff. And I think what was really interesting, I can bring you in on this one, Dino, because it's kind of a general point he was made. They talked about fan expectation, and they asked him about that. Very quickly, he turned to the Brighton model in his interview. And he said it took Brighton 4 or 5 years to establish themselves, the usual stuff you hear when people talk about Brighton. And he kind of was like, when they asked him, do you feel the fan expectation has gone up because of the reaction at the City Ground at the end? And that was his kind of fallback answer to it, which I found very interesting. And it's very different to what Postecoglou was doing. Remember, I told you when he got that question, he kind of said, let the fan expectation rise and let's see if we can match their expectation. A very different outlook between those two managers on that.
Yeah, we haven't got the Brighton model, mate. You know, I know the Brighton model well. You know, they do Moneyball. They've built their own software to buy players depending on the positions they've got on the pitch and the right stats for those positions. They sign people for sub 10 million, young, from different countries where there's no English tax, and then they just develop them through the factory. So
and the other thing,
nothing like Forest, nothing. I'm sorry, the Brighton model and the Forest model is completely different.
Would have been, it would have been funny if when he was talking about the Brighton model, if the interviewer had said, "Interesting, Stephen. Do you think that it really took off once they changed the manager and bought De Zerbi?"
Again, he might be being smart on it because Potter went up to Chelsea. Maybe he's eyeing up like a Man City replacement. You know, there's a lot you could really psychoanalyze these things. You know, it's quite interesting. The thing I would add, when everyone brings up the Brighton model in comparison to Forest, Brighton did not pump 230 million in the first 2 years of there. So it's very, very strange for that.
In fact, they were one of 2 teams that were positive in terms of profit last year.
Yeah,
Brighton. They got 90 million profit, obviously off the big sales from McAllister and Caicedo.
Exactly. Sharky, you have redeemed your stupidity and made yourself, what's the opposite of stupid? Non-stupid. I don't know. Now I sound stupid. Cheers, Sharky. Now you've made me sound
intelligent.
Intelligent. That's the word I was looking for. It's void of me, so I wouldn't know it too well. Thank you so much for the £2, bro. Yeah. Okay, so the fan expectation thing he kind of brought back down, and he did kind of say when he was talking about Liverpool, he did the usual praising of them. He's always very respectful when he's talking about opponents. But you could almost sense in him that he did feel that this is a big game, and rightly so. Why would he not? You know, this is going to be one of the toughest grounds. I mean, I remember watching that Arsenal thing on Amazon where bloody Arteta, I don't know if you guys seen it, literally got speakers out onto the pitch.
Oh yeah.
Pumped out, "You'll never walk alone." It's one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. Still went and lost. But there is that intimidation factor at Anfield. But sometimes I don't feel it's quite there unless it's one of their local derbies, you know, an Everton there or a Man U or a Man City.
Yeah, they can be very quiet, can't they, the home crowd?
Very.
Yeah.
The single "You'll Never Walk Alone," and that's it.
Yeah. David, thank you. Yes. A bit better, thank you. Yes. Long story, but thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. But do you agree with that, Ant, as well? I mean, the atmospheres back in the day when it was the European matches, I assume would have been popping.
Right. Okay. There are a lot of myths about it. I mean, take Goodison Park. Ez and I went to Goodison Park last season. Fucking, you can only hear Forest fans. Fucking silent, right? Same with Anfield. They sing "You Never Walk Alone," and then it goes quiet until Liverpool do something. Now, they quite often do something, but, you know, until we do, they're pretty quiet. I remember the first time I went to Anfield, it was in the second leg of the European Cup a few years ago. And we drew 0-0. And I went up there and I remember walking into Anfield and saying to me, "Fucking hell, is that it? Like the Kop then?" Because on telly it looked massive because you see it right back. When you actually did, the old Kop I'm on about, the roof came down quite low. It looked like a bigger Trent end. But all you could hear throughout that entire match was four years. That's all you could hear for the entire match. So there's a lot of crap spoken about atmospheres at places like Anfield because they see you never walk alone. They think it's like that all the way through, and it ain't.
I've actually been a few years ago with a mate of mine who's a Liverpool fan in the Kop, and I didn't think that was great, to be honest. But what you say about other grounds, Man City's is dire, man. Their fans, you know, when they score, they literally, I was in amongst them, and they're just standing up like that, like the sausage and cream brigade. Terrible.
Yeah,
terrible
they were terrible. They were
awful, man. Awful. All you could hear that game was Forest really, really loud.
It was the case of a lot of games this season and last season that you could only hear, on the telly for the away games, you could only hear the Forest fans. I'm incredibly proud of our away support. Incredibly proud. I used to be.
So are you guys kind of? I mean, we kind of. It's gone a bit miserable about Sunday. What do you think about sort of? I know it's looking a bit far ahead. What do you think about the next sort of? Well, this and the next 3 games after that, because I'm struggling to see a lot of points out of them, to be honest. You're the same.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always believe we could do something at home. I always believe that, whoever we're playing, there's always a chance. But Villa at the moment are the hot ticket, aren't they? I know that Wolverine doesn't like always bigging up Villa, but on current form, they're pretty hot, yeah? Although I agree with 99% of people, I think Ollie Watkins is amazingly overrated, but that's just me. I know that.
Yeah, I agree.
Just me and Dino.
For me, I said it will be 3 points. Do you remember I said we'll draw with Luton, we'll lose to Liverpool, we'll draw with Villa, we'll draw with West Ham. So I see 3 points coming from these. Is it? I think Garnacho has been banned or something. I don't know.
I read that. I heard. I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. Briefly messaging me on it. I know someone in the chat said. So for me, I am positive about the next 3 games. Well, I'm taking the 4 games and saying 3 points from them. And so far, we're on track, right? So I think we will lose to Liverpool. We'll get a point against Villa, and I think we'll draw with West Ham because I'm seeing West Ham starting to slump. In fact, I probably by the time we get to West Ham, depending on what they've done, I might fancy us for a win there because they've come off their high horse now, haven't they? And I can see
they're definitely overachieving. The squad that they've got isn't that great.
They've got some good players, haven't they? But they've got glaring holes.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't know. I just think they are overachieving. Emma, you've got a great memory. I was hoping people would forget that. I said 12 from 12, didn't I remember?
You did. You did.
I think it was a start of Luton.
Yeah.
I told you I'm not very good at predicting.
Yeah, but do you see what I'm saying though? Because West Ham, I mean, they lost to our baby sisters yesterday, which was hilarious in itself. And big up to Scarpa, man of the match. Sorry to who was it in the chat? Sorry, I mentioned him again, but man of the match, 4-minute performance. Yeah. You're taking Wolverine, what Dino's had. Look, Eddie, I don't look because I go back to what Ant said, right? And he said this last year. You just can't predict football. There's always some weird results. Yeah. Who would have predicted we would beat Liverpool at the City Ground, draw with Man City at the City Ground, only win 1 away game
Arsenal at the City Ground.
Beat Arsenal at the City Ground. Yeah, that one hurt you, didn't it, Ant? So, there's got to be weird results. Who would have had us to beat Chelsea, even Chelsea being crap?
Yeah, wait. And the last season took 4 points against Brighton.
Exactly.
2 games. Yeah.
You know what? Screw it. We're going to win tomorrow. We'll lose on Sunday, but if it was played tomorrow, we'd win, right? Yeah. So screw it. We're going to beat Liverpool because Liverpool do have weird results. Yeah.
Only when they've got something to think about. If we don't give them anything to think about, they'll just roll over us, man.
Yeah, but the other thing, right? There's always this hangover, this jet lag from European games as well. Now, granted, they were at home, but still,
none of the first team played. Apart from that,
granted that as well,
mate.
Granted that as well, but Liverpool as a club played. Yeah. Therefore, Therefore, it spreads. It was like Bolly had jet lag, and because Sangare was with him and they're from the same country, it's like a virus. It spreads. So potentially, because they also, the other key thing people are forgetting is yesterday when you do the 2 sets of games, there's the 5:45 and the 8 p.m. They had to play the 8 p.m. one. So that's 2 extra hours that they are knackered for compared to the teams that played at 5:45. So, these are all little things we can hold on to. And I'm just listening to my own words coming out and thinking, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're stuffed though, because Bolly's apparently took a taxi to Long Eaton this week. So he's going to be struggling again.
I've seen so many fucking jokes about this tiredness thing that he put out. He really shouldn't have said that. What a thing to say. What a thing to say. Jesus.
Can we fly nowadays, bus lag?
Oh God, bus wankers, isn't it? All right, let's do the score prediction.
Hang on, before you do, I've got one more thing to say about Manchester United.
Okay, we're talking about Man United.
In my hazy day that I've had,
oh my
purely
God,
legal hazy day, by the way. I've got a condition. It's nothing to do with naughty hazy days.
I tried,
to
Chris.
myself, why? How come Man U spent like £1 billion or they've spent a lot of money recently? I think Ten Hag 400 million, Anthony for 85, Casemiro 60 odd. And I thought, how much would it actually cost to fix those holes in their roofs? In their roof, shouldn't that be a priority to keep your customers dry?
How much would it cost for me to tell you I couldn't give a shit?
Yeah,
No, it's just a thought. It's just a thought that crossed my mind. I thought they spend all this money. They spend £300,000 a week on Jadon Crappy Sanchez's wages.
Yeah.
And they can't get the roof fixed.
We've got an agreement and with the manager that says once you start keeping the ball out of the net, then we'll keep the rain out the roof.
All right, why are we talking about Man U? You're gonna annoy Sai because he hates it when I take the piss out of Nick.
I like to slag off and have a go at Man U at every possible opportunity.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
They have resilience at least.
It's a forest stream. And I guess like we're so not expecting anything. Minutes in the roof tiles, very funny, Eddie. Love it. Okay, let's do the chat. Get your predictions in.
Come on, chat.
Who's more worried about this game out of the two of you?
I'm not worried about it. I'm resigned.
Resigned. Yeah.
All right, we'll start with you, Anne, because maybe Dino will give us a bit of a better score. So go on.
Yeah, I'm not resigned.
I'm going to go for a reserved, optimistic 2-0 loss.
2-0 loss. Dino?
Meeting Mylene was 1 billion to 1 chance with how happy I am, right? I'm hoping for that 1 billion to 1 chance again on Sunday.
So in the words of Jim Carrey, you're saying there's a chance.
0-0. I've gone 2-1, I think. I think I've gone 2-1 to Liverpool in the predictor, but 0-0, I think, to keep it positive. Let's low block our way to a draw victory.
Look what he did to Crypto in the predictor stream. He only had it as 15-0. Now he's got to 69-0. You can't.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. 0-0 is the best I can hope for, personally.
Kennedy, you're my boy, man. 1-0. Love it. Oh, this is even better from Craig. 1-0 Forest score.
Oh, man, imagine
the
parties.
2-1 Liverpool. Nah. Where we get our goal from? We got no attackers. 3-1
That's why I went nil.
Wood's on fire now.
Mark's, I love this. 2-0 with a sorry. As well. He's polite about it. Love it. We got 2-2. James, is that the odds? 2-1 Forest to win, or is that your score prediction there?
I don't think it's the odds.
We're odds on. Sharky gone 1 apiece. Guys, remember, we're talking about the game on Sunday, not Saturday. Chaka going, Chaka, man. 0-0 says DJ. I think there's a chance of 0-0. Mark saying 2-1 to Liverpool. Another Judas here as well. This is it. Wood is going to turn into an oak tree tomorrow. He's going to go from a wood to a tree.
Like one.
I like it.
He's going to do it. Mylene is Dino's missus. Mylene's Dino's missus. 6-2, Kev. Now we can't end. Let me end on a good score. I may be scrolling here for a while. There you go.
Keep yourself entertained, chat.
Maureen going 4-0 to Forest. Definitely thinks we're at home. That's why she's gone 4-0.
I was going to say, I don't know how you work that one
There you
out.
go. One no gaming's done it.
There we go.
Or
Yatesy.
Yatesy, yeah. Well, any
Trust
of those
in
will
one of
do.
our own. Trust in one of our own, saying 1-0 to Forest. Would solo got? Oh my god! Imagine
You know,
he
if that,
triples
you know,
the
if that
whole-
happens, though, what a party stream it would be on Sunday.
mate. It's
Yeah.
going to be amazing. So
Yeah,
I'm just
tomorrow night,
making arrangements now for Sunday night.
yeah, Sunday night, guys and girls in the chat.
we'll be doing the
Back.
GOR stream Sunday night. Tomorrow morning, I think at 11:30. I'm waiting for confirmation, but we'll be on with Clarpish, the Liverpool channel. So if you want a bit more banter and chat, we'll be there. And then, Sunday for the watch along. I will be doing it, but it's going to be tight because my under 11s kick off at 12 and the bloody Forest game's at 2. And just a quick reminder, remember the clocks go back on Sunday night. So tomorrow night, 2 a.m. will be 1 a.m. So maybe Liverpool will be late for the game and then we win by default. There you go. There's the hope I'm giving you guys. On that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like button. We'll catch you tomorrow. You Reds.